To there.
Whole.
It's whole. So when we take another look at it, what do we see? What do we see, Louise?
Parts.
How many parts do we see, Iklas?
2.
We see 2 parts of it. I'm wondering, can we break the apple into more parts? Can we break it in more than 2 parts?
Yes.
Melody? How many other parts can we break it into, Muhammad Takavi?
Parts.
Yeah, we can break it into parts. Can we break it in more parts than 2?
No.
No? What do you think, Zubair?
Yes, because you can break it. You can make it into 4 parts.
You can make it. How would I make it into 4 parts, Ridwan? How can I make these 2 parts into 4 parts? Ikla. Cut it where? Cut in the middle. Down the middle. So how would I cut it? Would I cut them both in the middle?
No, the side.
I'll cut the sides this side. Cut it in the middle. Okay. So if I cut this in the middle and cut this in the middle, will I have 4 parts? You're absolutely right. Because if I cut it in the middle, it's going to make 2, right? If I cut this in the middle, it's going to make 2. And 2 plus 2 equals 4. And equals 4. Good job. So,
My mom does it.
say that again.
My mom takes the seed. Lucy takes the stick and Lucy puts it like that.
Your mom takes the seeds out for you? Okay.
And sometimes when I go over my grandma's, I ask her if I can have an apple, and they split it in half, and then they just like make a hole so they can take the seeds.
They're probably cutting the core out and the seeds. Yeah, that's good stuff. So let me ask you something. We are a small group of people. What if you guys were a group? Could you be broken up into parts?
No.
Let's try. Stand up. Come and line up. Line, 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 line. Doo-doo, doo-doo. If you're in line, how can I break you into 2 parts? How can I break you into 2 parts? Tell me.
You can't do it because we're people.
Because you're people and I can't cut you in half? Okay. I wasn't thinking about cutting you.
Because there's 3 and 3, so we get split up and look at it in a half.
That's a good way. So if we move you over and you 2 over, now the group is broken up into 2 parts, right? Can we break the group up into 3 parts?
Yeah. No.
How can we do it, Zubair? How about if you 2 move together,
Yeah.
those 2 and those 2, are we in 3 parts?
Yes.
Yay. Is it 3 parts?
Yes.
Let's count. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 parts, right? Okay, have a seat. I'm going to have you guys to help me do an activity on the board. I see. I'm going to, let's go. I want to see if you guys can help me. Just like we broke ourselves into groups, I'm going to see if you guys can come up here and show me how we can put these apples into parts. Okay? You have to be careful because how many apples are there all together?
What?
Let's count.
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are whole apples. You don't have to cut something in half to make them into parts. Like you said, I can't cut people in half. I can't cut people in half, so I can't cut them in half to make them different parts. But we separated our whole body, right? Right, to put them in groups. You're absolutely right. You can also do that with the apples. You don't have to cut them in half to put them in separate groups.
I like hide and seek. You have to put them in groups to hide for each other.
2 of them.
That's true.
2 of them are hiders and 2 of them are seekers.
2 are hiders, 2 are seekers. So we have how many apples? 1, 2, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, we broke up our group. We had 6 kids all together. So the first time we did 3 plus 3 equals 6, okay? So we have to figure out how can we move these apples into 2 parts, but it still has to equal a whole, okay? How can we break it up into 2 parts and there is still a whole number? Sue Bear,
So,
you come on up here and show us. Move the apples into the parts and then how many wholes? Now this says 4 parts plus 4 parts equals just 1 whole. Doesn't quite work. Anyone else have an idea? It's tricky. You got to think about it. It's tricky. Think about how many you have all together and how you can break that up. Melody? Fantastic. If you have 2 whole parts, 2 apples here, 2 apples here. If you have 2 groups of 2 apples, it's going to be how many altogether? How many altogether?
4.
It's going to be 4. It's going to be 4 altogether. Is there another way we could have divided those apples? Luis? Now, if we had 2 parts, 1 part with 4 and 1 part with 1, how many is it going to equal? How many will it equal, Iklas?
5.
It's going to equal 5. So is there another way that we could break these apples up to make it equal out? Red wine? Fantastic. Because if I have 1 apple right here and 1 apple right here, it's going to be how many holes?
2.
It's going to be 2 holes. Thank you, Riwan. Let's move on. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to do this by yourself on some worksheets, but before we do that, I want to try doing it with some counters.
Easy.
How many whole counters are there?
7.
How can we break those up into 2 parts and it still equals 7? Muhammad Dakabi, can you show us? Break those counters into 2 parts. So we're going to put some on this side and we're going to put some on that side. Use them all. Use all of them. There's 2 more up there. Okay. Now, I want you to use this pen to tell us how many parts are are on this side?
3.
Write your 3. How many parts are on this side?
4.
Write your 4. Now, 3 plus 4 equals,
5. 7.
7.
it equals 7. Is that correct?
Yeah.
If you have 3 on this side and 4 on this side, does it equal 7? Fantastic. Good job, Muhammad. Okay, so let's try a different one. Red wine. How about if you come up and try this one? How many whole?
3.
3. Come and separate them.
Easy. Easy for me.
Make sure you leave space so you can write your numbers. How many on this side? Put your number. How many on this side? Put your number. Now, what does it say? What does it say? 1 plus 2 equals?
3.
Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. This is called putting numbers together to add. Addition, right? It's addition. I want Ikhlas to come up here and show me. Now this one is tricky, Ikhlas. They already gave you the parts. You got to figure out what the whole number is. Luis? Write it up there. Use the pen. Use the pen. Now tell me why she wrote a 6. How come she did not write a 5 up there? Why is it 6, Zubair?
Because the 2 and 4, like 2 has 2, and 2 just need one more to make 3, and the when you take away 1 from 4, it's 6. 6. If you put 1 counter to 2, it's 3 plus 3 equals 6.
But it's 2 plus 4. Why didn't she write 5 for a whole number or 7 for a whole number? It's 2 plus 4. Why did she do that, Melody?
Because when you count them with your fingers or when you count them together, it equals 6.
It equals
But if you
6.
add 1 more to 4, but it equals 7.
Yes, when you count them all together, the whole number is going to be,
6.
it's going to be 6. So I have a paper for you, friends, because I want to see who understands adding 2 parts together to get the whole number, okay? So, you guys, it's easy for you, Muhammad Dakabi. So I'm going to give you kids a moment to work on these. Make sure that you put your, what are you going to do first when you get your paper? Write your name at the top of your paper. I will give you pencils. Ta-da. Here's pencils. Put your name at the top of your papers.
Melody, you snatched it from me.
Choose a pencil. Put your name at the top.
My pencil match with the
6.
I'm going to come around to make sure everyone is doing okay with their adding. That's not an M, that's an H. Go ahead and finish your name.
A.
What comes next? M.
E.
D. Good job. Now, what are you going to do first? 6 plus 2 more equals what whole number?
Finish.
Turn it over. If you have 6 and you want to add 2 more, how many will that be? I'm going to get some counters out for you. Let's use some counters. So you have, you need counters? So 1, 2, this is the first number, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need 2 more, so we'll put those in yellow. Now count them all together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's your whole number. Write it up. Now we're gonna make 3 and 3. So we have 1, 2, 3,
6.
It does. So write your whole number. Now we have 3 and 5. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many altogether?
1, 2, 3, 4. Now 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good job. Hold on, Britt, one. Now we have 1, and we have a big number, 9. So let's make 9 counters. We have 1, then we need 9. Count them all together. Ooh, stuck together. Let's count it all together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 10.
Good. Write your whole number. Do you need more?
No,
I'll give you more.
I'm ready. 1 and 9.
So write your 10. Your 10 goes here, because we did 1 and 9. This is 1 and 9. So write your 10 right there.
Where the order is?
Mm-hmm.
And then
10. Good job. 6, 8.
I have to leave this one.
Good. Okay, yeah, let's do this one. So this one is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then how many do we need?
3.
So do 3. Go ahead, set it up.
1, 2,
3.
3.
Count it all together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Put your number up there. Now, let's do, what's this number?
2.
Let's do 2. And what's this
7.
number? And 7. That's 6. And that's 7. So this is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Fantastic. Put your whole number up here. Okay, wait. Let's turn that around because that's a 6. Let's turn it around to make it a 9. Let's erase this and make it a 9. And 9 goes this way. Okay? Okay? Okay, so friends, guess what? Let's put our counters in the middle for a moment. And I have some apples. Yeah, let's do some apples. We saw some apples on the smart board. Let's see. Sit down, Iklas. So, this is a whole apple. How can I make it
I learned that in
apart?
my TV.
You learned that on your TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
You cut apples, you make 3 apples.
You can make 3 apples if you cut it. Okay. How many parts should we cut this in? 4? Let's try 4. Before we get to 4 parts, we have to cut it in how many parts?
2.
So let's go to 2 parts first. 2 parts. 2 parts, right? But we want to make it into 4 parts. And I remember Ridwan told me that he wanted to cut it this way the last time. So that's 2.
That's enough for everybody.
Or you can cut it. You can cut it
Nuh-uh.
different ones. You can
That's
cut
2.
it. And then like
So what? This is 4 parts of an apple. Can we put that back together to make it a whole?
No. We can make more parts.
We can make more parts. How many more parts can we
We
make?
can make
We could cut these 2 in half.
Okay.
and these 2 in half.
All
Let's
of
see.
them
All
in half.
of them in half.
Okay, let's cut them all in half.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So 8 parts makes
a whole
a whole apple. All of these 8 parts can make a whole apple, right? Right. We started out with 2 parts.
It could be enough for.
Yes, and
Let's
then
say-
we made it into 4.
Let's say there's 13 kids and there's only 5 apples.
Yes.
You could just cut it, keep cutting it in half.
If there was 13 kids and only 5 apples, you're absolutely right. You could just cut it into parts so that everybody can get some apples.
Like 2 plus 2 equals 4, 4 plus 4 equals 8.
That's right. That's right. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Okay, friends, so what we're going to do, thank you for working with me on this math project. We're going to wash these apples, and I will cut these apples so that everyone can get some apple. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.